think it's gonna start.
Okay, here you go.
Now. Perfect. Yellow, my little filmer dudes, and everybody. I'm excited. This is something new. This is like the very first collab I'm doing on my channel. I know that you and I both have collabed on Blake's channel on Nerds at Night for Only Murders in the Building. So people who have seen Only Murders in the Building are probably freaking out right now. Yay.
Yay. It's exciting.
But I'm going to give it the floor to you for a bit. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Megan, aka KitKats385. I do film and television reviews on YouTube. My whole shtick is that I make film and television show reviews about things that I find to be interesting. So whatever happens to, strike my fancy at any given moment. I mainly, I guess, claim to, if you want to call it fame, but the most popular videos on my channel are Only Murders in the Building coverage. And that's where I met Ivan and Blake from Nerds at Night and, a bunch of other really cool people in the community. But I also talk about other things because I chronically watch television way more than I probably should. So I just, sit in my little office here and yap about whatever it is that is making me feel inspired on any given day. So that's just kind of what I like to do with my free time.
Yay. Megan is really cool. I watch her videos when she posts. So I think they're hilarious. I think your tone is relatable.
Oh, thank you.
It's funny. I don't know, like, especially your editing style as well. So I definitely am a fan of Megan and her content. So
thank you.
Go check her out. They are pretty great.
Thank you.
And also I want to shout out Blake, Nerds at Night, because he is letting us use his StreamYard for this video. So in a sense, slightly sponsored, but not really. We just want to sound cool.
Yes.
But,
yeah. We have friends in the community.
We do. So thank you, Blake, for your support, because that is truly awesome. So Stranger Things season 5.
Oh boy. Adjust my glasses here.
I don't. Okay. Let's start with the marketing strategy. Do you think this worked?
So I think it definitely it kind of seems like it's a thing with Netflix in general, where they're just releasing things staggered and also taking forever to get things released. So I definitely, when I saw that it was going to be in 3 volumes, it definitely rubbed me the wrong way, but I know it's not a Stranger Things specific aspect, but taking 3 years and then hyping it up to this extent, it definitely got people watching, it seemed, but I don't know if it necessarily helped overall with people's reception to the show, because I think it set such an impossibly high standard that when whatever they did, whatever they could have done, I feel like it would have disappointed people on some level. So I don't know if it necessarily worked with at the end of the day, but I think it definitely got people roped in.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think in a way, it, like you said, it worked and it didn't work. Part of me is thinking, did they anticipate this season being rough, so they had 2-part stuff throughout the year to get us used to this? Because they're like, if we throw this all at once, it's going to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
I definitely think that having the volumes on holidays, not the best.
Yeah, that was frustrating, because I see my family on holidays. We had people in town on Christmas. I would go to my parents' house on Thanksgiving, so I couldn't watch it, and I couldn't watch the finale on New Year's, and I had it spoiled to shit for me.
Really?
Even just on major news outlets on Instagram and stuff, I would just see hey, how do people feel about what happened to this character who may or may not have died? And you're like,
right,
come on. So I did not like that at all.
Yeah. Spoilers, by the way. I mean, it's going to be in the title, so, but this is definitely going to be a spoiler fest. So the only thing I got spoiled on was the graduation picture of them hugging. But I quickly swiped through, so I didn't see who was in the picture.
Okay.
I just thought that they graduated, so I was just like, they're graduating, and Dustin was graduating, but I didn't see who else was in there.
Right.
So I was like, I know Dustin survives, because I was convinced that someone was going to die.
Well, they kept saying it, so of course, you know, how can we think otherwise?
Okay. All right, let's reveal what we think and your rating. Do you have a rating for this? Because I do have a rating for this, actually.
So I think the first volume, I would have been comfortable giving it like a 7 because I thought that it handled exposition decently well. Like, yeah, it was slow, but it's establishing a lot, and I thought the cliffhanger was good. Second volume was like a 3. I was like, I don't care. This is so hollow. I don't like this. It feels like it's trying too hard. And then the finale, I was like, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I understand what they were trying to do, but so I think collectively I would maybe give it a 5. Because I think there is about as much that I liked as I didn't like overall.
Yeah. It took me a long time to get to this point because I had to mull on it. I was just like, okay, so like Stranger Things Volume 1, I was going to give it like 7.9 to 8.1, right? Like a C plus to B minus.
Yeah.
Volume 2, the only way I can describe it is egregious. It is egregiously bad.
Yeah.
And that's how I describe it to everybody. I'm like, dude, this is not good.
It's bad. Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
And I and in the finale, I tweeted, the only thing I said was, man, that was bittersweet, because it visually was pretty cool. There were good moments that surprised me because Volume 2 was so bad. When I sat down and I thought about like the rest of what it meant, I don't know. To me, I was just like, see, it just drags it all down. So I think I'm giving it a gracious 6.2.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I think I do want to drag down a little, because like watching everything that I watched, because I just finalized my worst 15 TV of the year. And Only Murders is on that list.
I was gonna say, I was wondering about that one. I'd be very excited to see that video.
It is. It will be coming like next week or something. But awesome. I had to think like between what I considered unwatchable, what I considered kind of watchable, what I considered failures, and this one did make that list. So I think right now it's at a 6.2, but by the time I filmed the video, it could end up being like a 5.9.
Yeah. So. Once it sits with you, yeah.
So we'll see after we discuss.
Yeah.
where I'm at. So right now I'm at a 6.2. So we'll see where I'm at. But
okay, yeah, that's fair. I think definitely it is one of those shows that it's like the finale hits with a lot of emotional moments where it's like your gut instinct is to feel like, oh wow, like I know these people for a long time. You know, these characters we've come to really feel a closeness to, I guess, in a weird way. Like this is hitting on a lot of those chords, but then once the other things trickle down, I've kind of felt the same way where I was like, wait a second, wait a minute. So yeah.
I've been a lot of people saying like this is ruined the whole show. Like they can't even watch seasons anymore. And that's the worst thing that they've ever seen. And I'm like, no, it's not that bad.
I don't agree with that, because I mean, I think a lot of the other seasons, they're especially the first 3 seasons, it kind of feels like, yeah, obviously there's overlap and what's going on with the characters in the story, but they kind of almost feel contained in their own way. Like things are kind of resolved to a certain extent by the end of the season, and then you can kind of pick up and end. So I think you can definitely appreciate them for what they are. It's just when you think too much about where it's going, then maybe that might ruin it for some people. But I still love watching, especially like the earlier seasons of the show. I will still gladly continue to watch it. I just maybe won't think too hard about where it's going long term, you know?
Right. What would you rank the seasons?
I was just talking about this with my husband. I was like, oh, I gotta put together. So our lists differ a little bit, other than the last one, which is 5 is definitely the worst for me. If I had to, I would say, gun to my head, my ranking is 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 3, 2, 4, 5. Yeah. Really? Okay. I would say, for me, I would say 1, 4, 3, 2, 5. Okay. Because I do understand that like 4 is like
so ridiculously goddamn long.
It's so bloated. Yeah, that's the big
I was
thing.
not supposed to say. I'll have to clear that out. It is so freaking long for no reason at all. There's so many slow moments that, and I do remember like sitting like in the dark, like crying my eyes out because it was still so good, being like, I can't skip. Why so many slow motion?
Yeah, right. No, but it is good. It is good.
It is good. But like, ask me on a different day though, I will swap 3 and 4 because I do remember thinking 3 was so cinematically like impressive for a TV show. Oh my God, the mind flare. Oh goodness me gracious! It was so good.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah. But I think to me, I just liked Max's story in season 4, and the running up the hill scene tears me apart every time.
Amazing! It's so well done, and I do think like even though season 4 is second to the bottom, it's not a very close gap between 4 and 5 for me personally, because I still think season 4. There is much more of an urgency to it that this season just for me didn't have at all, because it's like there's quite literally a ticking clock. There's, Max has been marked. We got to figure out what's going on. There felt way more like a sense of danger. And there was also some really amazing iconic moments, like the whole Master of Puppets. Just cinematically, that was just super cool. Eddie, even though they shouldn't have been adding more characters, he was a great character. Amazing job with that. It felt very integrated well into everything. So I do like season 4 a lot. It is the one that I go to the least, other than season 5, for rewatchability. I feel like season 2 and 3 I watch very easily, other than skipping the one episode in season 2.
Oh, that is true. That is true though. I will say season 3 does have more of a rewatchability. And I hate saying this, but like season 5 makes, and I've been saying this for a while, that season 2 is the worst season by far. Now, like season 5 makes season 2 almost good.
Yeah.
Because like how like insanely not Stranger Things 5 is, that you look at Stranger Things 2, you're just like, hey, at least they hit most of the points on the syllabus. Was it a good project? No, but they hit the points.
Yeah, and I do think like the ending of season 2, I really like those episodes a lot at the end. I think it took a bit to get there, but like the hospital, when they're like, they find out he's a spy, when they're like interrogating him in the shed, like all of those moments and like them collaborating felt way more organic than I think they did in anything in season 5, where they have a room of 50 people talking about a plan and they're using all these visual aids. Like that, by comparison, for me, it's like definitely way better, way more successful.
The memes that have come out from season 5 are, I think, yes. And I think that's why I give it like a 6.2, because I'm like, at least it's bad, but somehow it did the extra work of being memeable. Yeah. I do like to piss off the haters. Yeah. So the people are just like, you should hate it because I hate it. I'm just like, well, fine, I'm going to give it an extra point because of that.
Yeah. Yeah, an extra, no, I totally was like cracking myself up once things got spoiled for me. I was like saving every single meme. So I was like, once I actually watched this, and I can go back and I was like, oh, this is really funny. So what
is your favorite, I guess, meme, like the category meme?
I think my favorite, the ones that kind of crack me up are keep seeing ones about like Max being in a coma but doing her homework so she can graduate with her friends, because that was like, I mean, I watch Harry Potter movies, and I remember in the 3rd movie Hermione had to literally travel back in time because she missed a couple weeks of her semester the prior year. Meanwhile, Max has been in a coma for 2 years and is fine. So it's like, so those ones kill me, and also the ones where it's like the women who are pregnant in the Upside Down just get, not that that's funny, but just it's like so many like those kinds of things where they're like, oh, we didn't think about that. Oops.
Yep. Yeah. I do like the Max in a coma. Those have just resurfaced or has surfaced for me this morning. Oh yeah. So the ones I keep seeing are the Max and Holly memes. And those are now evolving into how this scene should have gone. Yeah. And I think my favorite one is the one from like the one Scream movie where I forget their names, but Anna Faris's character is just like, we gotta do something, and the girl's like, got it, and pushes her and runs away. There's like, that's what Max should have done to Holly.
Honestly, because like, oh, okay, we have all this time to walk through this thing in the desert. Oh, by the way, now that we see the opening that has previously closed randomly on me, let me just sit and have a conversation. I love the ones where they're like having a podcast and they have like, those kill me. But yeah, I mean, it's fair.
I thought that Holly was going to go with Max, and that Holly was going to be in Max's mind.
That would have been so cool.
For the remainder of the thing, and Holly was going to help whenever they like get back to like in at the very end. That's how they would transfer Holly's mind back, and so that she could escape. I genuinely thought that's what's going to happen, and then Holly's just like, bye.
Yeah. Like, oh, you'll be fine. You're gonna wake up in a scary place. Just wander by yourself in this world where we're pretty sure there's just demogorgons running around all the time. But yeah, you go to your house in this spooky version of our universe. Your sister might be there, maybe.
It's a lot of these characters had a lot of faith on potential.
Yeah, it's like in episode 5 where Lucas was like, I have an idea. Let's get a demogorgon, nail it down to the ceiling and electrocute it. And that is going to create, and it was like, I almost appreciated the absurdity of it, but it's like, how do you think that's good? Like, oh, okay, we have a lot of faith in this plan of electrocuting this demogorgon. Even if it works, that it's not going to jump out and kill us. It's like, okay, I guess we just need to do this so we can have this cool moment with Will. And I loved the moment where he like breaks Vecna's leg. Like that was really great. And he screams, run. Like that was awesome. But the thought process of getting there, the plans are just absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I don't know, when he suggested it, and I was like, okay, so this is how one of the characters is going to die.
Yeah, nothing. They would have. There were so many good moments where people could have died, and it would have made sense. And I'm not like writing a death wish for all these people. I don't want everyone to die, but like it would have made a lot more logical sense than what we got.
What about what's his name, Henry Creel?
I love that actor. He is so good in this show. I kind of like my roommate in college loves watching Twilight, so we can make fun of them, and he's in that. And when I realized, he's one of the Volturi. He's a vampire, like an evil vampire. Totally makes sense. And then I realized it was him, and I'm like, who the heck is that? And I was like, oh. He's such a good actor. He's able to kind of flip the switch of like being Mr. Whatsit and being like, you know, seemingly harmless to these kids, and then also being absolutely horrifyingly scary with just a look. Yeah. I feel like he was maybe one of the few bringing some acting performance to this. Where his character made some very dumb decisions, but the performance, I was like, I don't even care. He's so terrifying. Yeah. I loved it.
I think the reason why like volume 1, this whole season, why this whole season fell off for me is that like it didn't feel like Stranger Things. It felt like a bunch of other horror movies. Yeah. And the thing is, like, I have not seen those horror movies, but even I understood what was going on. Yeah. But it was just not. It was like too bright, too polished, I think. Yeah. But like even then, Jamie Bell Campbell, is that his name? The actor.
Those are the right names. It's just I don't know the order.
Yeah, same. Yeah. He did so, like you said, he did really well just portraying both. And if you see him in like behind the scenes videos, he's like one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet.
I love him. He's such like all the kids were talking about, like I remember Max last season was saying, she was like, or Sadie Sink, she was like, he did everything he could to make me feel comfortable. It's the same with the guy that plays Billy too. They play these horrifying people in the show, but they really try to make the kids feel as comfortable as possible with these scenes. And I thought that was so sweet. I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's such a soft voice and the accent. Yeah. It's just, he's just a very sweet guy. And I'm like, see, that's a testament to his talent. As an actor. Yeah. And the fact that I think that top actors for this season, I think for me are him, of course. The girl that played Holly. Yeah. I think she also brought it. Caleb. I think Caleb, who plays Lucas. For some reason I thought his acting was also really, even though he had very little to do, I thought his acting was good as well. And honestly, I am gonna throw Sadie Sink in there because I am a Sadie Sink fan. But I kind of feel like she started losing the spark a little bit. Because because Sadie knows, I think she knows what a good script is. she's a great actress.
Yeah, she is.
There's a reason why they chose her to be in the MCU. There's a reason. So I think that she knew this wasn't good.
I agree. I
you
do
could just
think
tell
there's a bit of a lack of like a luster, or whatever the word is. She just she did her best. Yeah, and
I guess I would put in Gaten, just because he was also acting his heart out. I don't think he realized it was a bad script, but I think he was acting his heart out. So
yeah, for sure.
Which, kudos to him. Good job for him. But I honestly think the rest were fine. They did fine. It's just not well. I don't want to say who didn't do well. I don't.
No, I mean, I think that like Will, he had the moments where he was possessed by Vecna. I was like, oh, this is great. You're doing great. But other moments, I didn't know if it was selling me as much. But I'll agree with all the ones you said. I think that moment where Max came out of her coma, Sadie Sink and Caleb were just both fantastic. I was crying. I was
same.
Full on sobbing. And I do think, to your point, like Millie Bobby Brown is usually exceptional in this show and everything else I've ever seen her in, and she just seems like a real sweetheart too. But I think she kind of felt the same way that you said that Sadie Sink feels, because I've seen interviews with her where she seemed annoyed with the finale and annoyed with the lack of killing off. So I wouldn't be surprised if she was just kind of like, you know what, but I mean, Hopper usually is amazing too. Like early seasons, his acting, I've blown away. First couple seasons, really, really good. And I don't feel like they gave him enough to do. I feel like no one just had enough screen time to be good in their acting performances.
Yes, there were so many people.
Yeah.
So many people. I think, I don't know, I think it was just like, it was, everybody else did fine. Will, I agree. There was moments where Will like really brought it.
Yeah.
Then there was moments where it felt a little hammy.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I don't want to like, I kind of feel like Finn Wolfhard also lost a little bit of the spark. Either he's just stopped caring, which I think was the case, or he legitimately can't cry on command. And that I feel like might have affected things. His talk with what is it? Hopper was pretty good. But I think at least the dialogue, not the dialogue, but like itself.
Yeah.
I feel like he wasn't crying as much. And I know that like some people just like don't cry, but you could tell he was trying to.
Yes. I think in general, that was a good scene for both of them because the smaller nuanced performances, I think they're surprisingly good at. It's more when they have to be more animated that maybe it's just not as reading as well, at least for me. But you can tell when somebody is trying to push out a tear. And I think Mike would be the person, just knowing the character, he would be crying. He's cried before, and I think that would make sense for him, but you could tell he was just not, it wasn't coming out. And I think that would have maybe helped a little bit more if that actually happened. But I do think that was a nice, sweet moment given their history. I do think it was weird that like no one else other than Mike was like, like devastated emotionally and traumatized beyond comprehension by everything that happened, even if it was like a year and a half ago. But that was a moment where I feel like Mike could have maybe shed a tear. And
then like him not crying while the rest of the friends are crying. Okay, so I think that whole scene is bittersweet. Because a lot of people are like, oh, it's beautiful because they're like it's an acceptance thing. I was like, actually, to me, in my not therapist opinion, that's full on denial.
Yes,
full on denial, and I was a little uncomfortable. Okay, there's a fine line between denial and acceptance. And acceptance doesn't always look like, oh, I'm gonna be happy now. To me, it's like it was it just didn't play out the way I think the Duffer brothers were wanting it to. And I think it's because Mike did not cry with everybody. Because Sadie Sink was bawling. Gaten was bawling. Everybody was, and Noah was also bawling. And I'm just like, okay, so these guys are like, they're listening to you and they're like, okay, we are going to accept this, but it's not because you're just, I don't know. To me, it was just like full on denial. And it was just a sad ending. I thought this whole thing was a sad ending.
Yeah, I think that if maybe he like presented the story and was saying like, here's what I think happened. And then people were like, oh yeah, that's really nice. And they're like emotional. And then Mike was also saying it where it's like, maybe he played it off where there's like a look on his face where he knows that it's not true and he's accepted it, but he just wants to like vocalize this great ending. That would have, I think, read differently for me than, because I do, again, going back to who Mike is and what we've seen from him, I think, I know he's an adult now, but like, I do think he really would believe that she is alive. That was his blind spot in so many ways, was Elle. And I truly, like, I couldn't help but feel like this is going to haunt you for the rest of your life. And that it probably should, because the things that happen to them were horrible, and trauma doesn't leave you always necessarily, like it kind of stays with you in a lot of ways. But in a particularly dark way, I feel like the way that Mike was talking about it, I feel like he's never going to be able to move past this, move on with his life. And that's very sad. And you would want to see him maybe try to move on in a small way or accept it in a small way, but he didn't.
Because like, for me, Mike is never going to get married.
No. He's going to get a bunch of cats and name them all like 11 and James. And I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. No, because he, like, that man has not moved on. He will never move on.
No.
And that's like, dude, I'm a writer. I know what that means. I know all what he's doing.
Yeah.
And like, it is sweet. It's a sweet tribute that he's going to write their adventures, whether in the form of a D&D campaign or in form of books.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's a writer. I love that. But that's a coping mechanism. Write your trauma, but at the same time, boy, please see somebody.
Yeah.
And I think the lack of a focus of support, because he's telling them, we're all going to move on with our lives and we're not going to see each other again. Right after the 4 adults are like, we're going to schedule an unrealistic monthly meeting. I'm like, are you guys made of money?
Right.
Bro, you're a journalist.
And a photographer.
Yeah, exactly. And you're in college making movies.
Yeah.
So with what money? I was just like, well, there you go. That's sad, because they're all sobbing as well. Like Robin was like sobbing her eyes out, because I think she knew this is never going to happen. We're never going to see each other again. We're never going to be able to, I can't text them because texting is not invented yet. Right, so
it's a lot. I felt a little manipulated, to be honest, with like okay, in some ways, manipulated might be a strong word. I in some ways, like, these things are things that happen to people. Like I'm sure it's not unrelatable for people who are friend groups when they graduate or they go their separate ways. They're like, we're always going to find time together. We're always going to be best friends forever. And then it doesn't happen. I'm only friends with like maybe 3 or 4 people that I went to college or high school with. So like that's relatable in a certain way, but it felt like the piling on and piling on and piling on of these bittersweet moments felt like, well, you can't be mad at us. You have to like this finale because it's making you feel emotions to kind of cover up everything else. And sure, like, allow us to feel emotions, whatever. But it also just, to your point, like, when you really think about it, it is really sad. It's not just, it's emotional. It's like, no, it's just sad.
So. It is sad. And like, oh God, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm open about it. I do have abandonment issues. And so to me, when I was watching this finale, for me, I was just like, this is not sitting well at all. And it's I don't want to be like, it was triggering, because it wasn't. It was just uncomfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh,
It hit on a lot of different levels of that.
I did like the fact that Holly and the rest of the kids like did do the thing, but like Mike didn't have to be like, good times forever lost. I'm like, dude, you could be like, hey, I'm going to teach you now my tips and tricks.
Right.
You know, why can't you do campaigns with them?
Right. Also, you guys just graduated. Like you still have
the entirety of summer.
Exactly. You have the entirety of summer. You have breaks where you come home for I mean, I don't know where the hell Mike or Max's mother is, so I don't know if she's going to be I don't know if she has family to visit or whatever.
Did you hear Sadie Sink's theory on where her mom is?
No, I didn't.
She said that she thinks because they moved to a trailer park in between seasons 3 and 4, and the rift went between some trailer parks.
Oh God.
She thinks that her mom fell into one of those, and that would explain her disappearance. And honestly, I love Sadie Sink because she's just like, you know what? Let's just put definitive things. But if you ask the Russo brothers, they'll be like, oh, well, and they're going to come up with like some spaghetti bullet explanation.
She was in the bathroom during the graduation. She was getting something from her car. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's so annoying. I mean, I guess that makes sense. That's definitely a valid theory. But again, it's something that like, I feel like there's a difference between addressing things like that. And then I see a lot of people online. They're like, wait, but where's Susie and where's Murray and what happened to Vicky? And it's like, those things I don't think break the logic of what's going on. But when it's like this child was in a coma for 2 years and her mom is just not there, I feel like there needs to be an acknowledgement of where her mother is. So
yeah, I just don't know what to trust from the Duffer brothers anymore.
Oh, nothing.
Because like seriously, they keep saying one thing and it keeps saying the other thing, and to me, I'm just like. I think the problem, what happened was they were so afraid of having another Game of Thrones. Yeah. Not another, just they were so afraid of having their own Game of Thrones, and I don't think they did. Yeah. I don't think it ruins the show. I just don't think it's a good finale, right. Or a good ending overall. But I think they were so afraid of having another Game of Thrones, having another Lost. I've never seen Lost or Game of Thrones, but like they were so afraid of having those type of finales to where they tried to please everybody. And honestly, I would compare this to The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, that's a very good comparison. It's so much. It feels like it's leading with fan service, because everyone in the sequel trilogy was like, gotta bring back stuff from the original trilogy's, got to bring back Palpatine. Palpatine's a fan favorite, rather than going off and doing something different and going and that might make people upset, whatever. But The Rise of Skywalker was like, I was laughing at the finish, like almost just how ridiculous a lot of the things were, because they were trying to make everyone happy and make it safe. And similar with this, I predicted in my brain, I was like, I feel like this is what's going to happen, blam, bam, bam. And then I looked and I was like, based on the spoilers at my initial I was like, oh, it looks like exactly what I thought was going to happen. It happened. Yeah. So
it's weird because I gave like too much, a little bit of faith in one area, but then not enough faith in another area. So like it kind of counterbalanced. So to me, I was just like, at least I was entertained. Yeah. But then again, it was like when I thought about season 4 and how that was a better finale. Yes. Way better final battle. Yes. Even though I was like, this is really cool but I understood. I think I had given up. I was like, I think I'm just going to accept what we get because I know it's not going to be, I know no one's going to die. I was just like confused. I think that's what it was. I was just confused. Yeah. Because I was like, Vecna's not dead, right? Because we still have like 58 minutes left.
Right. And everyone's fine. Everyone's just chilling in the abyss. Yeah. I would have, because the thing with season 4, my main beef with it is that there's too many plot storylines going on and that it's just too long. But the things that it did right, the storylines that engaged me were great, fantastic. And that final battle had stakes. It had loss. Eddie died, and they developed him so well. And I think it was Joseph Quinn did such a great job of like allowing people to care about him and feel connected to him. So it made sense and it worked.
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
But I just think that there was like the stakes really made it feel appropriately, like it allowed us to understand like this is how important this is how big the circumstances are. And in the finale for season 5, it was like this entire suburb, like this neighborhood block of people are coming into this alternate world with their fucking like shotguns and flamethrowers, and it worked, and Vecna was able to like take out the military, but these teenagers he can't deal with that. Like that's just kind of where it really just differentiates for me with the finales.
And I also thought it was ridiculous that a lot of them went in without weapons.
Yeah.
When I'm just, I don't know, I'm just like this is, I know for you it's only been a few years, but come on.
Right.
Like, Mike.
That's when I thought maybe Mike might die. It would be like Lucas coming in with his wrist rocket after 5 years and be like, okay, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Because I thought he was like, I thought in volume 1, I thought he was great. I was like, yeah, look at you, like getting back to form, being a leader, being a protector, being like, nobody touch these kids. I'm gonna protect them. We're gonna get out of here. I thought he was great, and I didn't realize that was the first fake out for death. For deaths, a lot of people were like, "Oh, that was the first fake out." I was like, "Oh, but like we all knew they weren't." I don't know. It wasn't a fake out for me.
Not that early. Yeah, I didn't think so that early. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought like volume 1 ended so well, so freaking well. But I don't know. Just the finale was done because again, no weapons.
Yeah.
When they know what they're up against.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. It was crazy.
And I mean, it took that was like the super giga mind flare that they were able to take out in a couple minutes with Vecna inside of it. Meanwhile, the one, and I get, maybe they were less skilled, I guess, in season 3, but that was like a whole spectacle to take out that version of the mind flare with Billy. And that was, and I get circumstances different, whatever, but they had Kali. No,
they didn't even have Kali in season 3. They only
no, in season 5 they had her, but then she got shot immediately. Like, I don't know. I just felt like it didn't make sense, like the power scaling. I felt like I was watching like an anime where it just gets out of control, and at a certain point you're just like, I don't know who is supposed to be powerful in what moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is why I was entertained. Not that I watch a lot of anime, but it did feel like, I think the anime battles are phenomenal.
Yeah.
I've only seen like a few, but I've seen clips. And I think they're great, and it does play out a little. A lot of people are like, it plays out like a Marvel movie. I'm like, no, not really. Because they're longer. But anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the whole third act of the Marvel movies is the battle usually. Not here. And
I thought a lot of things were comedic in that final battle. Like I didn't believe that Dustin was gonna get squished by the mind flare.
Yeah.
But part of me was like, oh, maybe maybe Dustin is going to be the one to get killed. And then he gets like rolled out of the way. I'm just like, so they did a Rose Tico. Okay.
Yeah, well, they did that with Steve too. They were like, I was like, oh my God, Steve, because he was on some talk show, the Duffer brothers, and they were like with the little figurines, and Steve fell off.
Yeah.
And I was like, was that intentional or not? Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, even though I knew that he wasn't going to, because like I said, everything got spoiled. But I was still like, oh my God. And then I was like, this is so, you guys are just teasing us. It's like, you can't help but laugh.
Yeah. They did get me. I paused it too, because I was like, hold on. And I paused it because I had to like sit for a bit, because I was like, I need to prepare for the fact that they might actually commit to killing Steve.
Yeah.
And in such a brutal, like, after all of that, he just falls off. But like that would be such like a sad way to go.
But very unceremonious, kind of like in Rogue One, where it's like people just die and there's no build up to anything. Like that would have been, I would have almost respected it if they took a risk that way. I think people would have been furious, but I would have. So, okay, I have a question for you. Who do you think should have died in this season? And I know that's a loaded question, and prefacing, no, we don't want anyone to die necessarily because we like these characters, but who do you think would have made story sense to died?
Max.
Yeah.
Because her body was broken. There's like she was irrecoverable. It would have been made sense if she had become like some like Charles Xavier type person, like from a coma or whatever, or she had like escaped that like early, not in freaking volume 2. But then because her body is still weak, she's fighting the mind flayer with her mind. She's helping everything, but because of that, it's sacrifice. Like I can either help you guys or I could stay here and try to heal myself and take a freaking long time, type thing, And like for me, it's just like makes no sense. So for me, it's like Max should have made the conscious decision of, I'm back, but there's no chance for me. And so she makes the sacrifice of fighting Vecna with her mind and everything. Steve.
It's hard to say, but
yeah. And Dustin.
Yeah.
I think Dustin was a twat this season.
He was frustrated. It's like, I get that Eddie was important to you, but it was a year and a half ago. And I'm not saying that I would still be very upset, but like he's acting like it just happened, which is why I think the time skip was kind of a weird choice. But it felt like manufactured conflict between the two of them. If they were truly best friends, they would have worked it out, I think, a lot sooner than they did.
I think so. I agree. And he was just, I don't know, he was such a liability on so many counts. And I'm just like, why are we relying on this kid? And why did it take Steve? I mean, granted, I too allow people to go a little further until I'm just like, shut up.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Yeah.
So I will give it to Steve, but at some point I'm just like, Steve, you are the adult in the room.
Yeah.
You can tell this minor, who clearly is not a minor.
That's true too. They all look really old.
to sit down. The whole bully thing was so irresponsible. The putting the lack of communication. Yeah. Just because. I don't know. I was just really mad with how Dustin was written.
Yes.
It was really annoying.
I agree. I totally agree. I think that them fighting, like physically fist fighting in the Upside Down, I'm like, well, first of all, this kind of shows. It's like it shows, first of all, how not scary the Upside Down is at this point, because remember in season 4 we couldn't even touch the vines because then Vecna would know where we are. And now they're like rolling around in the lab punching each other. It's like, you guys have lost the plot, but it also just shows it's like. I don't know. You guys are both being jerks, and sometimes that happens in a fight, but it's like, I was almost thinking, it was like, maybe because they did that with Hopper in season 3, like they kind of made him a jerk so that it would hurt less when he died. I was like, I was thinking about that in the second volume. I was like, maybe they might kill one of them because they're both annoying right now. So I agree. I think one of them should have died. I think Hopper should have stayed dead in season 3, as much as I think the actor does a great job. And I also think Nancy and Jonathan should have died in the second volume. I know that would have been hard for Joyce, and sure, but the way that they didn't die, and it just stopped, the goo just stopped, and then it hardened, and they were just automatically able to get out while everyone else melted in the past. Like, you have these melted bodies, and it's like, how is this happening? This is such a plot convenience. It's so, and like, what, so Nancy could be Rambo and shoot a gun in the third act? Like, I did not like that.
I was actually gonna bring up Jonathan and Nancy, what you thought of all of that scene, but kind of answered it. But yeah,
I mean, Jonathan's a psycho for stealing her sweater and selling it or whatever because he doesn't like pink. Like that, I would be. I
was also upset with that.
Yeah, right.
I was like, dude, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's for some reason, like in the 50s, 60s, and a little 70s, not really, but 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
The practice of taking your spouse's items of clothing because you didn't like it and selling them was a very common practice. Yeah. But by the time, this is the 80s. this is something they didn't do as often. And if you did, like you said, you're a psychopath, you're a jerk.
Especially these two people, like they don't have that kind of relationship, you know.
No,
and it just seems very
exactly.
out of character. I mean, if I were dying and someone told me that, or like I thought I was about to die, I would take me immediately out of the moment and be like, wait, what'd you do? You did what? My favorite sweater?
Yeah. A lot of the things that Jonathan did were very personal. I'm just like, dude, like I get it. We're airing out our dirty laundry, but Nancy can't because you got rid of it. So
yeah, literally, she does not have her dirty laundry anymore. And like, I also did not like how he was like, I know that they had been bickering, but the fact that they were like, he was like, you've been such a jerk to me. And her sister is literally in the Upside Down somewhere, like taken by Vecna, and her parents are in the hospital after getting attacked. And he's like, why are you snapping at me? And I'm like, Jonathan, please be serious right now. Like, I know that this is stressful for you, but she is ready to crack. Okay. And you need to get a grip. Sorry. So I thought it was a beautifully acted scene, but I did not like the fact that they didn't die. I felt like they kind of they balked that a little.
Yeah. On that note though, like Jonathan should have been the first one to understand where Nancy was coming from.
Yes, that's such a good point.
Because like in season 1, I just immediately forgot his name. Jonathan. In season 1, Jonathan, you know, lost his brother. His mom, you know, had also essentially lost Well, you know, Mrs. Wheeler was she was doing her thing to get Will, but like they were very estranged because of it. So in a way, you know, they swapped places. So, you know, Jonathan should have been the first one to understand what Nancy is going through, because her sister's just been taken and her parents are now out of the equation.
Right.
So
I totally couldn't agree more. That is
what are you doing, dude?
Think about that. It's so crazy that they said that. Oh no.
But it's just like, I don't know, it's like this whole season is just like, oh, is it just the buyers? Is it the buyers choosing just awful time to talk about personal things?
Right. Oh God, do we have to we're gonna talk about this I
don't know if we have to. Do we have to?
I'm just gonna say I think it took longer than Vecna's fight.
I admittedly skipped a lot of it. I did tap through. I'm sorry. I mean, okay, as someone who also is, I thought, you know, I was just like, this is too much. Too much.
Also, the scene with Robin and Steve, that was one of my favorite scenes in the entire series, where she came out to him, nuanced, beautiful, just felt very real and intimate. And then his reaction to it was amazing. Like, just acting their asses off in that scene, amazing, beautiful. But this felt so impersonal. Because, like, there were so many people that were there that were just like, Holly's probably just like, what's going on? Why are we talking about this right now? And just the way they reacted to was just so cliche. They were like, I'm never going to give up on you. Me neither. And they all like joined. It's like, I feel like it was just written really badly.
It was funny though, because when he's like, I don't like girls. I was just like, we know, buddy.
Yeah.
And then he had to correct himself, be like, no, not in that way. I was like, what way do you mean? And I realized it's like, oh, that's a line to say like, oh, I do like females, but not like in that way. I'm just like, oh, got it. But that the way he was kept like going back and forth, I'm like, your wording is like so weird. And I know there's a 70s, so I can't be like, I'm gay, but like you can. Because these are your friends and family, and the whole point of why they're here. The fact that it took 12 hours to film, as somebody who used to, you know, do films and whatever and had to sift through footage, I honestly would be like, absolutely not, erase all of it. We're doing this again, 1 hour max, go. Yeah, for sure. Because like I think that the Max and Lucas scene was one take, I heard, because they were
was
like,
it really? I heard it was one or two takes.
Yeah, no, they did. They said it was like one or two takes, and they said we felt it and it was good. I was like, that is, it was glorious, beautiful,
amazing, beautiful.
Max and Lucas forever. Yes. Oh, they did me dirty when they were like chopping his the neck, and they showed people like being hurt by Vecna, and they showed Lucas on the ground like holding Max. Him calling for help.
Oh my god.
will always get me.
Yeah.
Because it is probably I don't know. It is to me, it is the most beautiful thing that they've done.
Yes, it felt very heart-wrenching. Like he also didn't really have those kinds of scenes until season 4, and I think it really did show his acting chops, and I was so impressed with him, and also him and Sadie Sink have good acting chemistry, but that scene, that's one of the reasons why it's hard for me to watch season 4 again, because like there's a lot of emotional moments like that. Yeah, when they showed that, I was like, you assholes. he calls for what to me, what gets me is that he calls for Erica. He says, Erica, help. And I don't know, it breaks me every time. Yeah. And I love it and I hate it. Yeah, for sure.
But they re-showed that scene in the finale because that clip, and I was like, you assholes!
I know, that's how I felt. Make me cry. Like, come on. Yeah.
But oh, my goodness. Oh, and that's why I also think the finale, that end scene was like missed the bullseye just ever so slightly, because Max should have been there.
Yeah.
Because out of everyone in that group, Max has experienced the most loss. Not the Byers, not the Wheelers. Everyone is still freaking alive.
Yeah.
Max has suffered so freaking much. Yes. She got her body freaking dismangled.
She died.
Yeah. And she wasn't there.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that. I think that, I mean, and she also had like the whole stuff with Billy. Like the first season was stressful as it was, and then it just kept getting worse and worse for her. And I agree. I think that it would have been cathartic for her especially. And I understand. I feel like if they sent her into the abyss after having gotten out of the coma, it would have been a little bit too crazy, but they could have written it in a way where she could have participated or have been present in some way. I think they could have written around that somehow, but
that's why I think like weird. Transferring her to like having her come out of the coma, but still be like, I can't walk. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. But but have her be like, oh, but I have telepathy-ish now because I have two people in my brain, and then have her be the conduit to transferring Holly's mind to her at the very end type thing. That's how Max is around, because she's mentally around. She's there to help, as well. But another frustrating thing is I've only played D&D like twice, but I'm like part of a D&D group. And I say part of it because like I show up when I don't have work the next day, that is. But I show up, and the one D&D group, I don't know if you play D&D. Do you play D&D?
So I played it once, and it's funny because my two of my friends are very, very, very into D&D, and I mentioned something about Stranger Things, and he was like, oh, Vecna, right? I knew that word before you did, probably, because he's like prides himself on being a D&D guy. But I was a bear. I turned myself into a bear in the D&D campaign. I don't really remember why, but it's fun. It's definitely a fun time. For me,
I do understand enough to understand that they should have definitely done the whole 20 dice roll theory.
Yeah.
And part of me thinks, because there is an old interview, there's like a reel of Finn Wolfhard's resurfacing of him saying, accidentally spoiling the ending of Stranger Things 5, where he said, oh, I had a theory where we're, in 10-20 years, we'll all come back, we're all old, we have kids, whatever, and we're all like, oh, where are you? And then he like stops, like stops, like kind of like at the very end of You, and then he recomposes himself, and then he says something about like the Duffer brothers pulling him in and being like, who told you? That's our plan type thing. And this was like when they were filming season 3.
Oh, shoot. Oh my God.
So to me, I think the plan was to always have this really ambiguous ending. And I think I think their plan was to, but I don't think this season 5 was their original vision.
I don't either.
I think this was Netflix mandated, and I think it was a little bit fan service. I think they're like, okay, we got to hit these Netflix points, and we got to feed the fans.
Yeah.
But they fed nobody. It was a microwave meal. Not a bad one. Just we could have had a restaurant one, you know.
Yes.
So, but I definitely think that they had this idea from the beginning. Just things changed along the way, and I think Netflix was like, no, you got to do this, no, you got to have this, you got to have this giant battle, you got to do this, because I almost guarantee you that 8 was supposed to be there in a way.
I saw a lot of people saying too, like 11 plus 8 plus 1 is 20, so there's, you know, there's it's, and given how heavily influenced everything, like the terminology, everything about Stranger Things is to D&D, I would have thought that would have been cool, especially if they kept saying they've been planning this for 10 years. But I do think that if this is somebody's creative ultimate end game, it felt very Disney, very safe in a way. So I have a very hard time believing this was their ultimate goal. Another point to try to kind of maybe convince you, at least that 8 was involved this whole time. Was season 2 was their second original one, right? So they came out with season 1, everyone loved it. They're like, all right, this is what else we have to offer. And everybody hated it. So season 3 was like, okay, let's fix some things. And season 4 is like, okay, let's keep on fixing some things. And now season 5 is like, we got to just fix everything and go back to what we wanted to do. And to me, I'm just like, okay, if season 3 is when they started listening to the fans. And 8 was part of their original idea. Right.
Yeah. It to me means that, like, to me, that means that Elle is alive. I do think that, like, one, because of what Finn Wolfhard said and like the Duffer brothers, I do knowing the Duffer brothers, they fully want to do we're going to come back in like 10, 20 years and they're going to like hunt Elle. That's the only reason why I'm just like, yeah, she's alive. Do I want her to not be alive? Oh, like there's like two halves of me. I want both endings to be true. I would like both things to be true, just because it is a commitment to just end the story, especially because they're like, oh, this is the last time you'll ever see them, and nobody believes them.
Yeah, I know. I do think that they should have picked a lane and should have done it, because I would have understood either way.
Because I go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I picked up what Mike picked up while it was happening. And I was just like, oh, because I kept saying, oh, 8's not dead. Every time, like her thing, I was like, oh, watch, they're gonna fake Elle's death with 8. 8's gonna be like, whatever. But then the fact that there's no blood streaming down 8's nose, I was like, oh, maybe she is dead. But I still had like, no, she's still gonna be alive. So by the time all that happened and she disappeared from the truck, I was like, illusion.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that given how heavily they discussed her need to die initially when they brought 8 on board, maybe her seeing her relationship with their friends, the sacrifices and everything like that, I wouldn't be surprised if she had a change of heart and was like, you know what? If they think she's dead, it creates the same effect. I'm gonna die anyways. Let me give this last gift to my sister because this is what she wants and this is what's gonna protect her. So she could have wiped her nose, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I do think it's annoying that they didn't do one or the other. I think that, like, I get like, oh, it's her decision to do this or that. Like, I'm not rooting for her to die, but I think the ambiguity shows, again, the Duffer brothers have fallen in love with these characters too much. They do not want to commit. They are afraid of the fan base getting mad at them, and I think it would have had way more weight. Even if she did actually die, they could have had that scene of Mike being like, you know, I like to think that maybe she's off here, and he wrote, but he knows that she's dead, and
exactly.
He still is like trying to turn it into, and that could have been like a moment of acceptance. But because, now it's weird.
Exactly, because they could have visually set it up to be like, because there's a lot of like, I've seen a lot of reels be like, oh, she does not have that tattoo. She's not bleeding through her nose, which I didn't notice a tattoo. I did notice the nose. I noticed she kept blinking out. That's why I'm just like, oh, she's so obviously alive, which, and again, I don't want her to be. It's not that I don't want her to be. I'm just like, again, the story, the payoff. Because even if they close, you know, the gates to the Upside Down, that doesn't necessarily mean it's gone.
Right.
If Elle opened it up, she like something can open it again. Like it's just, to me, I think they should have had a definitive ending. And if they wanted to do a season later on, they still can. It's a freaking sci-fi world where dimensions exist. What if Elle had been transported to a different dimension? We don't know. That could have been said. I would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
But like you said, I think it should have been more of a definitive. Like they should have put that tattoo on her. They should have put some had blood trickling down her nose. Had it be a little bit more definitive. But
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it could be like they had a whole thing, and I don't remember what the specifics of it were, but there was like a continuity thing they did in the first volume where the fans were like, oh wait, this doesn't make sense. I think it had something to do with Will's birthday, and they were like, oh yeah, sorry, we messed that up, my bad. And then that makes me wonder too if it's like, is the lack of tattoo intentional, or is this like an Only Murders thing where, oh, there is 5 million continuity errors, but we're going to try to turn it into, something that seems intentional, but it's so I think they probably want her to be actually alive. And I think that any evidence pointing to the contrary is probably a continuity error.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think when they originally started this, I think, and then having 8 be part of their thing, I definitely think they wanted her to be alive. And I definitely think they, I don't know. I think definitely believe that they had this idea of this is going to be great and awesome. And the fans are going to love it. And I know.
Well, the super fans, the ones unquestioning fans, will love it. It's like, because I used to love, I still love Star Wars, but I'm not. I like more of like the old school Star Wars, like the original trilogy, and I love Andor and all that. But there are a faction of Star Wars fans. I think a lot of them have been more critical lately, but there is a faction of Star Wars fans that will like anything that they do, no matter what. And I think with Stranger Things, it seems like there are people that were going to love everything that they do, no matter what. But on the whole, it just seems like it didn't land for a lot of people, unless if you are just stoked just to have this product and consume this product.
Yeah, no, I agree. Do you think Elle is alive, or do you think she's dead? What do you think?
I think she's alive. Because a lot of people are like, oh, she's dead because there's only 2 waterfalls and not 3. And it's like, again, I don't think that's, if we're...
Oh, but that's my argument for why she's alive.
And it's like, I don't think if she was dead, I feel like it's more about the essence of what this represents and all of that. It's not about like the details to try to prove that she's dead. And I feel like everyone's like bending over backwards to prove that she is in fact dead. I think it was more of just what it represented. And there's like the waterfalls. It's not like she's been wandering around looking for 3 waterfalls specifically. She's like, trying to live her life. And I do think that the Duffer brothers maybe felt if they didn't kill somebody or suggest that they killed somebody, that they were going to get a lot of criticism. So I think they left it ambiguous, but I don't think they would have wanted to do that. And I also think Millie Bobby Brown, again, in a lot of interviews, there was like, she made this like weird face about how she felt about her character's fate. And I think that they probably told her that she was going to live, or that they intended for her to live, or that's maybe how she interpreted it too. And she's annoyed with it because I know she said she wanted a lot of people to die. So I think she's alive. So
she's the only other person who knows the true fate as well, according to the Duffer brothers. They've told nobody, but they've only told Millie Bobby Brown. So.
And I think she knows it based on her reaction and her general tone with everything else. I think she was alive, and I think she was bummed about it. And I mean, that's good. She'd go. It's nice that Elle is going to have a good, happy life. I don't necessarily think it was the best writing choice, but for the character, chase your bliss, girl. Like, I'm super happy.
Chase your bliss while your man is literally hung up on you for the rest of his life.
We'll never get over it, ever, 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 for the rest of
literally
his life.
Ever, dude. Like that broke me. But that's
for sure.
It's whatever. Again, there's 2 part of me is that it's just like, she's alive and she's not alive. I know that she's alive literally because all of the marketing, we know the Duffer brothers and everything. So like, it's very clearly that she's alive. But part of me is also like, no, she's dead because finality.
That's the writer in you probably, because it makes more sense for her to die, but your heart is saying no. And also just what they've shown you. Yeah. So it's torn.
And I'm at the point where like, I just don't want to know. And I'm going to accept the ambiguity. I know the Duffer brothers are trying to be like, oh, only Millie Bobby Brown knows. He.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think I'm okay not knowing.
Embrace the mess, as Tina Fey says in Only Murders in the Building. We got to just accept it. Yeah.
We got what we got and we're done.
Yeah. That's fair. That's exactly. And now apparently the guy that plays Will is making a rewatch podcast. And it's like, dude, it has not even been a week. Like,
learn what not having a job feels like, man. Like,
right. Just enjoy being unemployed. It's fine. Just chill for a little bit. You have a lot of money.
Like, give it a summer.
Yeah, let us digest this. Like, I don't want to have to rehash all of this. I need to, like, I think I spent the night that I watched this, I like laid in bed for like, it's like when I watched Only Murders, I was like, okay. Cause I was thinking about like, too, like talking about this and putting it into like a commentary thing. And I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. It's just so much. So we just need our time and our peace. So that's why I don't want another episode. I don't want another, we need to be able to accept it for what it is, one way or the other.
Agreed.
You know? Yeah.
Yes. Very, very much agreed. But is there anything else that you want to discuss or?
I mean, I think we were pretty thorough. I feel it was pretty cathartic because my husband still hasn't seen the finale yet. And I was talking to my one friend about it, but some of my other friends haven't seen it yet. And I'm like, none of my friends have seen it yet. A lot of them have been waiting to binge it all. And I'm just like, you guys,
hurry up.
How do they not know what's going on? I mean, I feel like it's been everywhere on the internet. Maybe that's just because of my algorithm, but kudos for them.
I think that's because of my algorithm. But and I'm just reposting the things. I mean, like at this point, come on, guys.
Right. Yeah, but that's.
I think the memes are hilarious. But
yeah, for sure. But I think other than that, like, I mean, I reiterate, it's a good show overall. The idea, the way that it makes people feel, the way that people care about it this much, says a lot about the Duffer brothers having that inherent idea and carrying it to a level of quality for as long as they did. Even though this was by far for me the worst season, I do think that there are good kernels of ideas there and good performances and stuff. I just think they kind of got lost in the sauce, but that's just my opinion, and that's just your opinion, and that's okay if people disagree, but it's not, shows are allowed to be criticized. And for people who are saying that, anyone who criticizes it is a bad person or whatever, just, it's okay. We're going to get through this wave of Stranger Things and it'll be fine.
Yes, I think so. And I think that people having different opinions is beautiful. I think it's a glorious thing. It shows the artistic nature of humanity itself. Yeah. Because I think monotony is not good. So, for sure. Speak your opinions. Aggressive. Well, just don't be too aggressive.
Be nice. Yeah. Be respectful, because some people are not on the internet, but be respectful, but understand this is what art is for.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And I think that, I think you nailed it on the head. This is, for me, also the worst season, but it's not world ending.
No.
So, and it's definitely not franchise / series ending either.
Absolutely not.
I think some of the hate is also pretty egregious, I would say.
I agree.
The hate is too much, and the love, I understand it. It is your favorite thing, and again, it's not unwatchable. No. It's just hard to sit through sometimes. So
yeah.
So what would you give the whole series as a whole?
Oh boy. God, I would say maybe like a 7.5. I really like this show. I'm not a horror movie girly, but despite that, the performances and the writing for the most part are really, really, really solid for the show. The nostalgia, the personability of the characters is great. This last season did not stick the landing, in my opinion, but I also understand why they did certain things given the immeasurable weight of expectations of the show as a whole. And I will continue to do my twice a year rewatch of my favorite seasons of the show. So I think overall, it's pretty solid. What about you?
Yeah, I think I give the whole thing like an 8. I think just because of the cultural zeitgeist it's created, and I think it could have been more just because of those 2 rough seasons. I think 7.5 is actually really good. Is a really good thing, but I think I also give it an 8 just because, again, I don't want to give the haters like
that's true,
anything to work with type thing.
Fair. Very fair.
If I'm gonna give them anything to work with, it's gonna be me,
right? Yeah.
So but yeah, no, I think 8 is like a B-.
Yeah.
But thank you for doing this collab with me.
Yeah, thank you so much. This has been so much fun. I feel like it's great to like talk to you about stuff other than Only Murders, because I love your background, that you're a writer and you have that unique perspective and understanding kind of the things that go into a show other than just your opinion as a watcher. So I thought this was really fun. And if there's other stuff, Star Wars, maybe anything like that you're interested in talking about, just hit me up. Well,
again, thank you so much. Tell everybody where they can find you once more.
You can find me on Instagram and on YouTube at KitKats385. I post pictures of my cat on my Instagram story a lot, and she pops in and out of my videos quite often. So if you are a cat person, just another incentive to, come check out my content. But yeah, try to post whenever I am able to, given my hectic schedule. So come check me out. Like I said, cat content, always a good incentive.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much.
Yeah,
everybody, check out. I'm going to have her social media in the links as well as mine. So be sure to check those out. And we will both see you guys next time.
Bye. Bye.
All right, let me see how to end this.